So your players just smoke the Goblin Chief. They grab their gold, trek back to town, and then silence. They're just staring at you, waiting for you to tell them what's next. Sure, they follow your plot hooks, but you can feel it, can't you? That little spark of real investment just isn't there. You're not building a world. You're just running a checklist of adventures. Well, what if I told you that there's one simple ingredient that can turn that linear story into a dynamic world where their choices actually create the narrative? Look, we've all been there. Your campaign feels like it's on rails, even when you swear you're offering choices. Your players are reacting, not acting. They take the quest, kill the monster, and get the reward because, well, that's the game, right? Not because they're driven by some deep personal need. This is what happens when the only stakes are a pile of gold or some generic save the world plot. The best hooks are always personal, dangling something the characters themselves desperately want, whether it's revenge, a lost relative, or a secret ambition. Without that, your players have no reason to do anything except what you put right in front of them, and the story just feels hollow. So, what's the fix? You have to stop thinking of your campaign as a single story you're telling them, and start seeing it as a web of conflicts that was already there before they even showed up. This is the secret ingredient: pre-established faction conflicts in a sandbox setting. Factions are real power players in your world. We're talking guilds, noble houses, criminal syndicates, or religious sects, each with their own goal, grudges, and ambitions. They provide the engine for all conflict, intrigue, and drama your players can handle. Instead of just handing your players a quest, you present them with a world that's already in motion. A logging company is tearing down an ancient forest, which is seriously ticking off the druids who live there. A rebel cell is trying to overthrow the corrupt baron, but the city guard is in his pocket? See? These aren't quests, they're tensions. The world doesn't hit pause just because the party decides to ignore a problem. Their actions, or their choice not to act, will have real consequences that ripple out and change everything. And building this kind of world is way easier than it sounds. Just start small, with one town or a single region. All you need are two single things: nouns and conflicts. First, create your nouns. Who are the key players and what are the important places? You've got the loggers and the angry druid circle, and maybe a local merchant guild that's getting rich off the lumber. Easy. Second, map out the conflict between them. And it's not just these guys hated those guys. It can be loggers versus nature, as they deal with the terrifying beasts of the forest, or druids versus society, as they break the law to protect their sacred home. Now, the real magic trick: you tie these conflicts directly into your players' backstories. Maybe the party's ranger grew up in that forest. Maybe the rogue owes a boatload of money to that merchant's guild. All of a sudden, the plot isn't a job anymore, it's personal. This gives them immediate, powerful reason to care and to pick a side, creating shifting loyalties and building your world organically. Once you build your world on this foundation of conflict, you'll find that the three pillars of D&D, combat, exploration, and social interaction, just normally click into place. Trying to broker a peace treaty between the loggers and druids, that's a high-stakes social encounter. Sneaking through the woods to find the secret druid grove before the loggers chop it down, that's a nail-biting exploration challenge. And defending a logging camp from a horde of enraged owlbears? Now, that's a combat encounter with real purpose, not just grinding for XP. Your villain's top lieutenants can be key figures in these factions, each with personal agendas that create branching side quests and exploitable weaknesses, making combat about so much more than just killing. The moment your players stop asking, "So what do we do now?" and start arguing about which faction to trust, whose side to take, and how to navigate a complex web of betrayals and alliances, that's when you'll know you found it. You've stopped just telling them a story and had given them a world they can actually change. Their choices are writing the campaign now, and that is the most powerful magic in all of Dungeons and Dragons. So, try this before your next session. Don't just plan out an adventure. Instead, take 20 minutes and sketch out two factions, with one clear point of conflict between them. If you want a deeper dive on creating compelling factions and villains that your players will absolutely love to hate, make sure you subscribe for more tips on building these living, breathing worlds.